Now, my longtime listeners, you guys know what I'm going to talk about next. I talked about it with Conor and Khabib in MMA. I talked about it with Jordan versus Van Gundy. I talked about it with Tom Brady. When someone talks trash to you, when someone's mocking you, when Schroeder does the look at the time thing after game 3, you don't respond. You don't respond. Why? Because that puts extra pressure on yourself. What you do is you come out and play your game. You don't force the issue. Okay? That was a big shot by Paul George there. I'll give him that. You don't force the issue. And as you get into the rhythm, you just keep attacking. And the other team has to now, they've put pressure on themselves because they've talked so much trash. And that's in the back of their mind. And being in the back of their mind, it's like a pressure there. And it impacts their game. It distracts them. So what we do when we talk trash, we wait till we win. Wait till you win to start running your mouth. Khabib knocks out Conor. Then he talks trash. Jordan hits a nasty shot against the Knicks, and then he starts yelling at Van Gundy, "Don't you dare call me a con man, little man." Now watch this. Boom. Dame Lillard had said nothing until then. Oh my God, I love this. I mean, I really love this. You guys don't understand how much I loved watching that. I couldn't fall asleep last night. I got 3 hours of sleep. I kept watching this on repeat. I love seeing the opposing team walk off the floor. Keep in mind, he had said nothing, until he hit that game winner. He said nothing to them. That's Jordan-esque. That's the way you do it.
I mean, the series was over. That was it. And I was just waving goodbye to him. And I think after game 3, Dennis Schroeder was out there pointing to his wrist. They was out there doing all these celebrations and doing all this stuff, and we kept our composure. And after one win, that was what they decided to do. And we was just like, okay, what we want to do is win 4 games. And then when we win those 4 games, it's not going to be nothing to talk about. So that's what that was.
Before ending this, I want to look at the psychology of Damian Lillard. I did some research on him. I definitely got to do a bio on him. But when you watch someone like Lillard and you think, God, I can never be that good, stop thinking that. We can teach you how to be that good, or at least reach your potential. You can have that amount of skill. You can have that type of confidence. Let's look at where his confidence, where his killer instinct comes from. I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it a million more. If you could take confidence, smash it on the ground, see what it's made of, you'd see repetitions, you'd see hard work. This is a quote Damian Lillard had on the Jim Rohn show about why he is confident even if he misses a shot. He says, I believe in my work. I believe in what I'm capable of, so I can deal with the failure of it. When I don't make those shots, it doesn't break me down or make me lose confidence. Indeed, it shouldn't break you down or make you lose confidence. When you're putting in the work, what you're doing is saying, okay, I've done everything I possibly can to give this ball a chance to go in. There's nothing more I could have done. I'm calm emotionally. I've got all my skill in. I'm wanting the ball in crunch time, so you just let it fly. It's like Jordan said. I've mentioned this several times before as well. He said it's like a school presentation. You do all the work, you get your slides ready, you go up, you present it, and the grade you get, it's out of your hands. You work on your game, you do everything you can to prepare, you let the ball fly as the clock winds down, and once the ball is in the air, it's out of your hands. You've done everything possible to give that ball a chance to go in. Your confidence comes from your hard work. Your calmness comes from your hard work. Mental and physical, not just physical hard work, mental hard work as well. Now, if you do the Killer Instinct program, we talk about something called the fuel list. It's all your haters and all your doubters. You keep a catalog of that, an inventory, and you can draw energy from that. I love the headline to this Bleacher Report article, Left by Teammates, Overlooked by Fans. Dame Lillard finds anger is an energy. It is, and you got to siphon it off. Check this out. When he was 8 years old, it's the first time he can remember being doubted, being slighted. He says, I was 8 years old. It wasn't basketball. I was a 6 plays player in Pee Wee football. Everybody has to play at least 6 plays, and that's all I played. So he basically got a participation trophy. He wasn't good enough to play. I remember Will Smith was talking about when he was in high school, some girl left him for another guy. And he said, you know what? F this. I will become so great. I will become so good. No girl will ever leave me again. you have to have that fuel. You have to have your doubters, people who don't think you're built for what you want to do. Another one of his coaches had a great quote, something we always talk about. He said, when things get hardest, that's when he gets comfortable. In the Killer Instinct program, I said, you have to develop a relationship with discomfort. You have to start to love discomfort. Average players, they start to love comfort. You need to start to love discomfort. When you're tired, you keep shooting. When you're a little sleepy, you don't go back to bed. When the game gets tough and there's a lot of pressure and everybody else is shrinking and shriveling and withering away, you grow, you bloom, you're in your element, you're an extremophile. In tough conditions, that's where you thrive. One of Lillard's college coaches said when I first met him, he was a little too cool, a little too casual, but super competitive. That doesn't seem to go together, does it? Well, I think you guys understand that. You're nice, you're kind, and then somebody sees you lose a basketball game and you drop kick a trash can, So there's that element, those dueling aspects of your personality. But what's really interesting about Lillard is he sought help. He sought an expert. He called this coach, Phil Beckner, and he says, listen, what do I have to do to make it to the NBA? What is the pathway to a professional career for me? And his coach said, you have to outwork everyone. And Lillard said, all right, I'm going to do it. Becker remained skeptical. He'd constantly tell Lillard he was a 50-50 guy. This is a good coach. He's poking him, as in a player who might work hard every other day or Monday through Friday and then take weekends off, but not one who is willing to commit himself 100% to being as good as he can be. He's talking to you guys listening too. Lillard finally decided to shut him up by practicing every single day. I don't know how you can be a basketball player and not practice every single day. He made sure Beckner knew it too, asking if he'd shoot with him at the gym Sunday morning at 8:30, a subtle way of suggesting he wouldn't be partying Saturday night. Beckner said no, and then sneaked by the gym to see if Lillard showed up anyway. Lillard did. Not just that Sunday either. Beckner, even though he'd often swing by for a peek, asked Lillard each week how many shots he'd made that Sunday. The number kept rising, 300, 400, 525, 675. And my shoulder hurts, Lillard reported following the last one. That's BS. Your shoulder doesn't hurt after shooting 675 shots. After 37 consecutive days, Lillard had vanquished another doubter. Dame, take a day off, Beckner said. You've proved you're not a 50-50 guy. Fast forward to this summer. Lillard brought Beckner along to train him on an Adidas promotional tour of Japan, China, and France. They always had a couple of basketballs within arm's reach. After a red-eye from Beijing to Paris, Beckner reminded Lillard to grab the balls out of the overhead compartment, only to find himself being the one challenged now. When are we working out? Lillard asked. Dame, it's 7 a.m., Beckner said. We just landed. Take a day off. Lillard refused. They checked into their hotel, ate breakfast, and then worked out for an hour. God, I love this guy. Beckner said Adidas officials claim Lillard is the first athlete they've had who asked to have a gym available every single day of a tour. I can't believe he's the first athlete to ask that. That blows my effing mind. I'd do that, wouldn't you? God, it feels so good to be on a vacation and get a workout. Over the 2 weeks, Lillard took one day off on the China leg when Beckner threatened to fly home if he didn't. He watched Michael Jordan's retirement speech, where he talks about all the people that put wood on his fire, Beckner said. That's where his tweets with the phrase, wood on the fire, come from. Damian Lillard ruined me as a coach because you want every kid to be like that. I expect everyone to have that drive. Dame Lillard tweet, this guy continues to doubt me, LOL. Wood on that fire, we'll take it. This guy's a killer. He has an incredible work ethic, and let me add one last point. When you start working hard, you'll find out that you have an addictive personality. You do. Every one of you has an addictive personality. You start working hard, you start getting a little bit of success, and you just become somebody who will not, no matter what, miss a day of working out. You will stick to your schedule no matter what. Dame Lillard, game winner. I love it. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Peace.